It's sort of rehashed old revelations with a new twist. As it turns out, we've apparently been wrong all along. Britain is a nasty, racist hellhole where only magnificent Meghan stood up to all this, and the world's biggest victim.
The California dream is going up in smoke. Prince Harry is packing up Montecito in a panic, scrambling to leave the mega mansion that was sold as peace, freedom, and a fresh start. This isn't a calm trip home or a healing family moment. This is an escape toward institutional cover after years of publicly trashing it. The timing is wild, because just as Harry lines up his exit, Piers Morgan drops photos that shake both sides of the Atlantic. These aren't cute throwbacks or harmless party snaps. They're yacht photos showing Meghan in elite social circles linked to the same powerful world later exposed through the Epstein and Maxwell scandal. That same environment helped push Prince Andrew out of public life. Harry's California bubble suddenly looks fragile. The man who burned royal bridges now appears to be racing back across the ashes, searching for protection from the system he once called toxic. Morgan didn't flinch. His comments sparked backlash, complaints flooding ITV and social media chaos. Then came the twist. Meghan reportedly contacted Morgan's bosses directly, pushing behind the scenes to silence him as the questions became impossible to ignore. And yet, as Piers Morgan himself pointed out with clear confidence, he isn't backing down at all. Why? Because the material he's quietly gathered over the years is heavy, detailed, and only now starting to surface. The yacht photos don't exist in a vacuum. They place Meghan in environments that take on real weight once later events are factored in. We're talking about verified appearances at exclusive Soho House openings around the world, including Istanbul in 2015, where insiders described her role as social filler. That label isn't an insult. Social filler means polished, charming people placed in rooms early to set the vibe before serious power players arrive. No cameras, no headlines, but plenty of access to private spaces where records don't exist. The pattern is what grabs attention. International flights, luxury yacht appearances, five-star hotels, constant movement through elite circles filled with billionaires and power brokers. Not once, not twice, but repeatedly across multiple years and continents. Now here's where the numbers stop making sense. At the time, Meghan was a supporting actress on Suits. A steady role, sure, but not a superstar paycheck. Industry estimates put her income at comfortable, not elite. A solid cable salary doesn't cover private jets, Mediterranean yachts, and non-stop luxury travel. The financial gap is glaring, and observers noticed. How does a working actress live like an heiress? Who opened those doors? Who made those introductions? These circles don't just welcome outsiders. No crimes were alleged. No accusations thrown. Instead, people did something quieter. They remembered. They noticed patterns, stored details, and waited. And when that same woman from those yacht photos suddenly appeared beside a prince, wearing a title and waving from palace balconies, those archived memories snapped into focus with explosive force. The Ghislaine Maxwell factor changes everything. Ghislaine Maxwell is serving a 20-year sentence in a Florida federal prison. Her social empire is gone, her influence erased, her future locked behind concrete and razor wire. She will almost certainly spend the rest of her life behind bars, and that's exactly why she's dangerous now. Prosecutors know this rule well. People stay silent when silence still helps them. When they have friends left, leverage left, hope left. Maxwell has none of that. Her allies vanished. Her money dried up. Her reputation is ashes. When someone has nothing left to lose, cooperation suddenly looks very attractive. According to multiple sources, Maxwell didn't whisper or hint. She started talking plainly. Names, timelines, connections. Real people who moved through the same elite social ecosystems she once helped manage alongside Jeffrey Epstein. This is where the Soho House connection becomes impossible to ignore. Soho House wasn't just a trendy club for creatives. That was the surface story. Behind closed doors, its international locations acted like bridges between worlds that rarely mix openly. Hollywood met global finance. New money mingled with old aristocracy. Attention seekers crossed paths with people who avoided cameras at all costs. These weren't casual hangouts. They were carefully engineered spaces with the right faces, the right energy, and the right discretion when powerful guests arrived. And Meghan Markle was reportedly flown internationally to help create that atmosphere, not front and center, not headline-grabbing, but present, polished, and perfectly placed to make influential people feel comfortable and generous. Then comes the moment where whispers turn serious. During the civil case brought by Virginia Giuffre, the case that completely dismantled Prince Andrew's public standing, Meghan's name nearly entered the courtroom. Not as a defendant, that matters, but as a potential witness. Witnesses aren't accused of crimes. They're simply people who may have seen something, heard something, or been present during moments that later became legally important. Court-related discovery revealed 3 reasons investigators considered her testimony. First, she lived in the United States, making jurisdiction simple. Second, she was described as a close associate of Prince Andrew during a sensitive overlap period. Third, she had moved within Epstein's broader social environment, while illegal activity was actively occurring. She was never called. The case settled before that step, but the damage wasn't in the outcome. It was in the fact that federal investigators with subpoena power reviewed her history and believed there was something worth asking about. You don't almost get called as a witness in a federal case involving trafficking and abuse unless investigators see concrete relevance. That near miss should have set off alarms. Instead, it vanished beneath wedding headlines, fairy tale framing, and non-stop royal spectacle. Now, years later, as Ghislaine Maxwell speaks from prison and Piers Morgan releases photographic proof, that near testimony suddenly looks less like a coincidence and more like a delayed detonation. A bullet dodged, maybe, but never truly escaped. Montecito paradise is officially over. As the yacht scandal explodes across media on both sides of the Atlantic, Montecito itself has become unlivable for the Sussex. This isn't one bad headline. It's a full-scale collapse happening all at once. The wealthy Montecito crowd has iced them out completely. Charity invites vanished. Dinner parties quietly erased their names. The same cafes and boutiques that once rolled out the red carpet now feel tense and judgmental. One local insider summed it up perfectly, saying, "This town has real celebrities who don't drag chaos everywhere they go. We value privacy. The Sussex brought cameras and controversy." That door is slammed shut. The social exile hurts, but the financial freefall is worse. Netflix, after throwing over $100 million at the couple, is done. Executives are furious. The promised content never landed. The documentaries turned into complaint reels that pushed viewers away instead of pulling them in. Insiders say the relationship is beyond repair. One source put it bluntly, "The numbers don't lie." Engagement tanked. Subscriber retention failed. The brand association turned toxic. Then there's the Archewell Foundation meltdown. 11 staff members gone. 11 experienced professionals bailed in rapid succession. Even Executive Director James Holt uprooted his family, joined the mission, then quietly walked away once the dysfunction became undeniable. Public relations leadership lasted 7 months. In that industry, exits that fast scream disaster, toxic leadership, impossible pressure, or both. The money drain is brutal. The Montecito mansion alone cost $14 million. Property taxes hit 6 figures yearly. Security runs into the millions. This lifestyle demands non-stop cash flow that no longer exists. Spotify already crashed and burned. And Bill Simmons famously labeled them grifters on his way out. Book deals are cooling. Speaking gigs are drying up. Public patience is gone. Behind the scenes, Meghan is reportedly scouting escape routes. Texas keeps popping up with its tax perks. Europe is being explored for privacy and treaties. She wants out of a town that has fully rejected her. But here's the problem geography can't fix. Morgan's yacht photos are everywhere. Maxwell's testimony doesn't care where you move or how many lawyers you hire. And now the pregnancy controversy is roaring back. As questions about Meghan's past grow louder, Morgan's earlier claims about pregnancy inconsistencies are being re-examined with fresh intensity. If the yacht narrative proves her public image was carefully staged, people are asking what else was performance instead of truth. The contrast is stark.
Maxwell was just sentenced to 20 years behind bars for her part in grooming young girls to sexually service Jeffrey Epstein and his friends.
Catherine, Princess of Wales, stood outside the Lindo wing hours after giving birth. Heels on, hair done, baby in arms, 3 times, full transparency. Meghan's pregnancy unfolded like a mystery series. One appearance showed a prominent bump, carefully cradled, movements slow and protective. Days later, sometimes the very next day, the bump appeared smaller, positioned differently, with movement suddenly effortless. We're not talking months of change. We're talking days, sometimes hours. One moment she appeared barely mobile. The next, she's climbing stairs, pivoting sharply, bending easily, even strutting in stilettos. Footage shows dramatic physical contradictions that defy normal pregnancy progression, and claims that circulated at the time only deepen the questions. According to those claims, internal royal scheduling documents logged medical appointments on days when independent photographers placed Meghan at public events miles away. Not tight scheduling. Entire days where paperwork and photographic evidence completely conflicted. Those concerns were buried under wedding hype and fairy tale headlines. But now, with yacht photos circulating globally and Maxwell speaking freely, those old questions are back, and louder than ever. You can't be in 2 places at once. Pregnancy timelines don't bend, don't stretch, and don't negotiate. Either official documents were wrong, or public appearances were staged around someone else, and neither explanation looks clean for anyone involved. Then came the moment that shook even longtime defenders, the promised home birth that simply vanished. Meghan had signaled through trusted palace channels that she wanted an intimate home birth at Frogmore Cottage. Natural, private, no hospital chaos. The public accepted that without hesitation. Plenty of women choose home births, nothing strange about that, until May 6, 2019 arrived. No home birth? No Frogmore. Instead, Meghan gave birth at the Portland Hospital, a location never mentioned before. No explanation, no clarification, no statement from Palace Communications, not even a single sentence acknowledging the sudden shift. No mention of medical complications, no emergency justification, just silence. And that silence forced people to rewind every prior statement and ask a question nobody wanted to ask before: how much of the story was ever real? This is where the Prince Andrew parallel terrifies Harry. Prince Harry watched his uncle's downfall in real time. Prince Andrew didn't lose everything because of gossip or tabloids. He lost it because of sworn testimony, because allegations entered the legal record under oath. Once photographs were authenticated and depositions taken, the fairy tale collapsed instantly. That's how scandals actually end, not with headlines, not with PR spin, but with testimony, records, and statements given under penalty of perjury. Once that happens, nothing can erase it. Andrew became the cautionary tale every royal studies, proof that silence and legal maneuvering can protect you for years, until suddenly they can't, until one person speaks under oath and the entire shield shatters permanently, and the parallels are brutal. Both Andrew and Harry were royals connected through documented proximity to Epstein-linked social environments. Both moved through elite circles where boundaries blurred and powerful people operated without scrutiny. Andrew was explicitly named by Virginia Giuffre in sworn testimony, creating a permanent legal record. Meghan, meanwhile, was nearly called as a witness in that exact same case. Same investigation, same victims, same legal framework. She wasn't a defendant. That matters. But investigators believed there was something relevant enough to ask under oath. That alone should have set off alarm bells. Harry understands this better than anyone. He knows the royal institution has tools California publicists will never touch. Lawyers trained not to spin problems, but to shrink them quietly. Fixers with centuries of institutional memory. Protocols designed to contain scandals before they ever reach a courtroom. History proves it. Look at Princess Sofia of Sweden. Her pre-royal past didn't disappear, but once she married in, it stopped dominating headlines. Look at Princess Myrtha Louise. She publicly acknowledged past Epstein associations. The story ran briefly, then closed. The institution moved forward. That protection works before testimony begins, not after. Once subpoenas are issued, once depositions are scheduled, once investigators start asking questions under oath, no palace protocol can put that genie back in the bottle. And that's the question haunting everything now. The question that appears to be driving Harry's frantic retreat from Montecito back toward institutional cover. What did you know? And when did you know it? If Harry knew about the yacht circuit, the elite party access, the Epstein proximity, and helped minimize or conceal it, then he's part of a cover-up. That's legal danger. That's moral collapse. If he didn't know, if he walked in blind, failed basic due diligence, or was misled, then he married into a situation that now threatens everything he built in California and possibly his remaining family ties. Either way, the fairy tale is finished, and the irony is brutal. The institution he publicly branded toxic, the family he accused of cruelty, the system he blamed for his mental health struggles, that same institution is now his only possible shield. That's why he's running. That's why Montecito is being abandoned. That's why the California dream sold as freedom is burning down behind him. The silence is loud. The evidence stack keeps growing. And for anyone paying attention, it's becoming impossible to ignore. Everything is colliding at once. Piers Morgan's yacht photographs place Meghan inside elite circles tied to Jeffrey Epstein's social world. Ghislaine Maxwell is now speaking from prison and naming names. And Prince Harry is bolting back toward UK institutional protection like the ground is on fire. Add in the pregnancy inconsistencies that were never properly explained. The pre-written birth announcements that felt more like corporate product launches than family moments. The Buckingham Palace timing chaos that embarrassed the entire institution. And the total staff collapse at Archewell Foundation, which screams that working for the Sussex has become professionally unbearable. But through all of this, one detail towers above everything else: the silence. Meghan Markle has said nothing. No legal statements, no spokesperson clarifying facts, no celebrity friends stepping forward, no legal threats aimed at Morgan or the outlets amplifying these questions. And that silence hits hard. This is the same woman who previously sued newspapers over far smaller stories. The same woman whose allies regularly briefed friendly journalists. The same woman who personally contacted Morgan's bosses trying to shut him down for asking uncomfortable questions. Now, nothing. In the court of public opinion, silence like this doesn't read as grace or dignity. It reads as an inability to deny. It reads as avoidance. It reads as questions with answers nobody wants to say out loud. Harry's response may be even louder. He's physically retreating to the institution. The man who built his post-royal identity on protecting his family from media lies is saying nothing while detailed allegations about his wife's past circulate worldwide. If these were provable lies, wouldn't he unleash lawyers instantly? Wouldn't he demand retractions? Wouldn't he defend his wife loudly and publicly? Instead, there's silence and a flight back to London. That tells its own story. The pattern is now impossible to miss. When powerful people stop talking and start running, truth is closing in. When yacht photos meet prison testimony, when photographic evidence lines up with investigator interest from years earlier, when financial collapse hits alongside total social exile, the fairy tale doesn't crack, it shatters. Harry faces only two options, and neither is good. Either he knew about Meghan's past and helped minimize or conceal it, making him complicit in something that could carry legal consequences, or he didn't know and walked blindly into a marriage that now threatens everything he gave up his family for. There is no third option that makes this easier. The royal institution may protect Harry because he's blood royal, because protecting him protects the crown itself. History shows the monarchy knows how to shield insiders, but it also shows something colder. When pressure peaks, outsiders get sacrificed to preserve the bloodline. And right now, as Montecito is abandoned and Morgan's evidence grows heavier by the day, it's clear this reckoning isn't coming someday. It's already happening, once testimony begins, once names are spoken under oath, once records become permanent. No move to Texas, no relocation to Europe, no ancient protocol can erase what's already documented, photographed, and remembered by investigators with subpoena power. The yacht photos exist. The proximity is documented. The investigator interest from the Virginia Giuffre case is part of the historical record. Maxwell is talking. The walls are closing in from every direction. And the man who once promised a life free from institutions is now running straight back to the one he spent years tearing down, hoping the crown can shield him from consequences that are finally coming due. The California dream is over. The fairy tale is shattered. So here's the real question. When testimony begins, whose names get spoken under oath and who gets sacrificed to protect the crown? Do you think Harry and Meghan survived this pressure? Can the institution protect them both? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like this video, subscribe for updates, and share this with someone who's been following this story, because this isn't slowing down, and what comes next could change everything.